Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice. Well, I'm gonna hit Super Chefs for breakfast. And after breakfast, it's gonna be a fun day. This is gonna be a big day. I've been waiting on this day since I got here. I'm going to go to the Old Forester Distillery. As you know, Old Forester is my daily drinker. And I am excited about that. And then the other day, if you saw in the videos, Jim Beam was closed. Well, I'm going back because they're open today. So, what I'm doing now is Super Chefs. The Super Dick Jones fits in Super Chefs. This is pretty cool. The decor is very superhero-like. I got a friend of mine named Crystal. She would love these. Detective Catwoman. Very, very cool. Which comes highly rated, by the way. Every review that we have read comes really highly rated. But they got this great mural up here of everybody enjoying breakfast. Well, they definitely screwed Marvel and DC together on this one, didn't they? Even the syrup has a little mask on it. Maybe that's a kickback to the Phantom. But yeah, that's not bad. Really pretty cool. And then behind the counter, it's pretty Spartan decor. Very colorful, a few comic books here and there. Nothing too old crap. And they brought me my ketchup because I'm getting hash browns, and this is what they brought it in. That's not a very superhero-sized ketchup portion, don't you think? Yeah. Maybe it's one of those B-list superheroes, like Rubber Man or something like that. Pencil head and eraser head or whatever. I'm here at the place Brown Forman owned, formed in 1870, the one and the only Old Forester. And I am gonna take a tour. So let me get my tickets and we're gonna hit it. Yes. This is exciting. I'm looking forward to this. No introduction. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna get a behind the scenes kind of thing. And then we're gonna hit the gift shop. So I'll record what I can and edit in what I can. Because I really like this place.
We are in the right place at the right time. But of course, with every success story, does unfortunately come a few dark clouds. Unfortunately, our first came to us in 1917 when our founder, George Garvin Brown, did pass away. However, lucky for George, he did not have to see the next very dark cloud headed our direction around the year 1919. Any guesses on what that might have been?
What does it mean to be the genuine article? The real McCoy, the true original. What does it mean to be the first?
This tank is pretty early in its life cycle. This is about a day 2 tank. Now you can go ahead and put your hand over this tank and you're going to feel some of that heat that I've been referring to. It's really coming off the top and all of that CO2 is escaping as well. This is very natural. That's what's going to happen. Now within these tanks, we have about 180 bushels of grain. It'll end up giving us about 14 barrels of finished product. At the end of the day, that does not seem like much. And actually, we do have a lot of leftover mass today. So this tank is just about, it's ready. It is good to go. You can kind of tell. You see this kind of crust top? All of us, we call this wet cornbread. Kind of looks like wet cornbread. This is a really good indicator that your mash is ready. So you kind of get to see what it looks like while we're draining this mash. You get to see how liquid it is. Once again, that crust layer is non-existent. It is completely mixed in. This is a really good sign because this means once we get upstairs, we'll be able to see some active distillation as well. So we are actively distilling at this moment. So do we have any questions on our fermentation process at all? Here. And that is our still Big Penny. This is her copper doubler, and this upper portion is Big Penny herself. She is a 44-foot tall copper column still, 24 inches in diameter, and she can produce up to 100,000 proof gallons of spirit each year. She came straight to us from a local company called Vendome Copper and Brass Works. By local, I mean 1 mile down the road, up just a little bit. And then we're going to pump that distiller's beer just above mid-level into Big Penny. Now within Big Penny, there are 19 perforated plates. An example of one is sitting right there on that barrel. And thanks to gravity, that distiller's beer is going to start falling through those plates. And while this is happening, we're going to be blasting hot steam up through Big Penny. And that's because we want to treat this barrel not just as a container, but as an ingredient. It is going to give you 50% of the flavor and 100% of the color of your final product. When it comes to making barrels, the first thing we're going to do is harvest American white oak anywhere from the Ozarks to Appalachians. Once we get those trees, we're going to harvest most of the wood from the trunk area of that tree. We're going to cut them down into these pallet-like formations that you guys see around you. Now in the real world, you're good to go. Go ahead. Perfect. Look at all that hard work we put into this. Okay, we get a little hot in here. So what you guys are seeing here, is a 30 to 35 second char. A lot of people like to ask us, what char level are you using here at Old Forester? Since we make our own barrels, we do not have to go by a char level. We can go by whatever time we like, and that's 30 to 35 seconds. However, that is very comparable to a level 3 char or a medium char.
What kind of fuel do you use to do the char?
I believe it's kind of like a gas stove. So it's a propane of some sort because it will freeze over during the winter time. We've had many tours we come press the big green button and it's frozen. So in the winter time, we have to be really careful with our burners here. You can kind of see them if you look over this way. Now, this barrel will get a light blast of mist to make sure all of the embers are out on the inside, and then it will be taken off of this conveyor belt to cool completely. Now once this barrel is completely cool, we're going to roll it on over this way to our next machine, which is the Crozier machine. And at the top and bottom really easily. That's what allows it to click into place. Now once we have both...
More whiskey.
Get everybody in here. Okay, and also another thing to mention, because I do get the question sometimes, that is a fully functional cooperage. We only make about 10 barrels a day in that cooperage when it is fully functioning. So of course that is not enough to keep up with our production. We do have 2 other cooperages that we utilize. One by the Louisville Airport that makes about 2,500 barrels a day, and one down in Birmingham, Alabama that makes about 2,700 barrels a day. Some people often ask me, why in the world do you all have a cooperage all the way down in Birmingham, Alabama? It's because Brown-Forman owns a very small whiskey outfit in the state of Tennessee. I don't know if you all know this one, Jack Daniels. Okay, that's sarcasm, guys. Anything but small down at Jack Daniels. They take 80% of all of the barrels that we make because that's how much distillate they're going through each and every day. Grab some photos. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have been to a traditional open-air rick house in the past like Louisville. Because of this, we had to take a lot of precaution in this warehouse. Everything... to drill into these early barrels to see how they're progressing and see how they're tasting. And we're really crossing our fingers that it's on that projected line that we've been expecting. decanter. So they would release these around Christmas time. Now the reason they started doing this was because unfortunately in the 50s, into the 60s, all the way into the 80s actually, bourbon was on a rapid decline. Nobody longer wanted to buy it. It became your granddad's drink. Your new generations wanted clear spirits, especially Russian vodka became a very new, exciting, very addicting candies. A local company makes them for us right down the road. They make ones that we choose for them to make for us. We sell them by the bag if you somehow become addicted, like most of us do.
We just got done. Oh my God. What a great experience. This was a great experience. So much fun, so well narrated, worth every penny. If you come to Louisville, do the Old Forester experience. You are not going to regret it. And plus I picked up some pretty killer swag, so we're going to address that here shortly. So onward and upward. Beautiful green. Oh, I love green. I love green so much. Well manicured too. And some moron put a brick in the road, but hey. Man, this place is like a state park. I'm at Jim Beam. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? I want to show you something. This is really cool. Look out there. He's cutting the grass. Look right there. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Just parked. Rolled down from Louisville. Didn't take about 15 minutes, maybe. Traffic's pretty good right now, but it is a Wednesday, the 25th. And as you can see, walking up to the store. Now, I'm not going to take a tour of Jim Beam. Just got done with the tour on Old Forester. We did the tour at the other distillery yesterday. So distilling, after a while, you know how it's done. You don't need to see every distillery unless you are a die-hard bourbon aficionado. Now, Dick Jones is definitely that, but repetition after a while is kind of, well, repetitive. So we're going to go into the store and we're going to see what we can see. All right, the first thing in the door, holy crap, look at this. This place is something else, man. Wow. I am going to enjoy this. The elevator shaft is like a big copper still. Heck of a facade. You even got the little windows. Pretty neat. Even the faux data plate. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
All the other places, all the other distilleries, they're just playing redneck country music. Here, they're playing rock and roll, baby. Just a beautiful walk to the Kitchen Table restaurant, right next to a barrel house, right down from the Beam house. Right inside the door there, Beam Kitchen Table. The smell of barbecue is incredible. And there's the kitchen. Doing their magic. I'm gonna sit at the bar today, which is right here. And we're gonna try some food. We're gonna try some food. Got the menu here. So what I'm going to be having is I'm going to make my own pizza, and I'm going to try one of their Manhattans. As you know, that's Dick Jones's favorite cocktail. So we're gonna give that a shot. Looks like it's gonna come with Baker's Single Barrel, and I'm a Single Barrel fan. And we'll be talking more about that in the future. But yeah, let's get the waiter over here, place my order, and have some food. You're taking our order and mixing at the same time.
Same time, you're awesome.
That is a Dick Jones bartender right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, my Manhattan just arrived. I am a Manhattan guy, like I said. Look at it. A decent cherry, not the bright red maraschino. These are Luxardo cherries. That's the only type of cherry to use if you want a true Manhattan. Picking up that vermouth.
Just want to sure. Pepperoni, mushroom, red sauce, wild mushroom pizza.
Yep. Just confirming my pizza order. Anyway, Single Barrel. Let's see what it tastes like. That is really smooth. You get that ethanol. A little bit of a bite. Those sweet vermouth and the bitters really take it down. So what's this? Baker's Single Barrel. Not bad. Really got some high octane on the end of that, but still very drinkable. And then a lovely glass too. Really, really, really nice. I really like that. Very cool. And the kitchen over my shoulder, making my pizza. Pizza at Jim Beam. Who would have thunk? There it is. It's supposed to have sausage and mushrooms with hand-tossed crust. Let's give it a try. Get a little piece here. You know me and pizza. So let's give it a try. That was good. Picking up the mushrooms, the pepperoni. Those are really good. Well worth the effort. We had a woman at Old Forester tell us this was the place. She was right. The Jim Beam kitchen table. Very good. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna get after this pizza, so we'll talk to you in a bit. Just ordered the pork rinds. They are fresh out of the fryer. They're still crackling. Being from the South, I've had pork rinds. Who hasn't? If you're from the South, you've had them. Out of a bag at the store, whatever. I have never had fresh pork rinds. These are so fresh, they just made them in this neat little bowl. They are still popping from the fryer. These just came out of the fryer. I've already had one, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna hit this one for you. That's fantastic. My God, that is good. I'm ashamed to say that is as good as it gets. Crunchy, spicy. Wow. Well, if they weren't so bad for you, yeah, I'd eat these all the time. Wow. Holy crap. This was fantastic. Absolutely off the chain, off the hook. Highly recommend this. Thank you, partner. My God, this is excellent. This is the concept that all distilleries need to go to. Put a restaurant on your premises. As an example, the pizza crust in the pizza that I just ate, which was A+ level, he said they use the same yeast strain as they do to make the bourbon. How cool is that? Oh my God. So good. And as you know, if you watch my videos, I make my own dough. I make my own pizza. This is phenomenal. Anybody out there, George, if you live in the Louisville area, George and Marcy, come down. Come to Jim Beam, 15 minutes south. You're not going to regret it. The restaurant here is fantastic. And plus, I'm going to go out here in a hot second, and I'm going to look at the views right outside that window. And they are gorgeous. I'm on the balcony now. And as you can see, They have a beautiful bar that you can eat on. I bet in the evening it would be sublime. Barrel House. Barrel House. Barrel House. The smell of bourbon is everywhere. And it's heaven. Oh my goodness. Folks, Claremont, Kentucky, the Jim Beam Distillery. Whether you like Jim Beam or you do not like Jim Beam, the restaurant here is phenomenal. The people are super friendly. They're hardworking. I can't recommend it highly enough. You're going to enjoy the hell out of it. But this parking lot full of these hardworking people, but look at that vista. You can't beat it. All right, I'm walking to another part of the distillery grounds, and from the restaurant, the smell of barbecue is intoxicating. Oh my God. I love Texas Q, love your brisket, but Dick Jones really loves Southern Q. I'm from the South, South Carolinian, and South Carolinian barbecue is up there with the best. I don't really like saying it is the best because you're gonna offend a lot of people, and Dick Jones is not offensive. Dick Jones loves almost everybody, almost. Anyway, let's go see what this little shack right here is, the red shack right here. Well, right here, there's some of the lines that they make and carry. Jim Beam, Black Basil, Hayden's Knob, Craig, Buggers, Baggers, all of it. Yep. All right, I found the source of the delicious smell. It's right there. It's the Jim Beam smoker. It's where they smoke all their meats. And oh my God, it smells amazing. I wish they made a cologne that smells like that. I'd be Dick Smoke Jones. Dick Barbecue Jones. Something like that, because I know what the ladies like.
Third floor. Going down.